to a strategy to help you read, and it is using syllables. I'm going to teach you two types of syllables. They're called open and closed syllables. So let's go ahead and read our learning target for today. It says, we can identify open and closed syllables to help us decode new words. Our language target says, we can explain to each other the difference between open and closed syllables. Okay, it is very important that we know the difference between open and closed syllables because this will help us in reading words that we don't know. Okay? And the trick to reading open and closed syllables and knowing how to understand them is to know your vowels. And we know our vowels, right? A, E, I, O, U. That's 5 vowels. So we have to identify those vowels when we see a word. So I'm going to write a word up here, and that's how we're going to start. We're going to start breaking it apart, okay? So we are going to have the 2 syllable types. We have open and we have closed. But let me have you identify the vowels first, okay? So I'm going to write the first word, and we're not going to sound it out yet because we want to know how to sound it out. Okay, how many vowels do you see? 3. 1 vowel. It's 1 vowel. Remember A, E, I, O, U? So there's 1 vowel right here, and the rest are consonants. Okay. So when we have a word like this, we have a vowel in the middle. Because there's a consonant to follow the vowel, it shuts the door behind it. Okay? So that is called a closed syllable. So when it's a closed syllable, that means the vowel is going to make the short sound. Okay? It's going to make the short sound. So we know not to say its name. We know to say its short sound. So now we can sound it out. Man. Now let's clap it together. Man. No, we're going to clap out the syllables. Man. How many times did you clap? 1. So it's a 1 syllable word, and because it has a consonant to close it off, it's considered a closed syllable. So it goes on this side. It's a closed syllable. Okay? Let's do another one. I'm going to give you a longer one. And we're not going to sound it out until we split it apart. That first one was easy because it only had 1 syllable. Now we're going to look at words that have more than 1 syllable. So first we're going to identify the vowels. We have A and we have I. It has 2 vowels. That means we already know that how many vowel sounds we hear is how many syllables we're going to have. So we're going to have 2 syllables. When we have twins, like the B's, we always split them in half. If not, we usually split them after the consonant. So here we split them in half. So we know we're going to have 2 syllables. We're going to clap twice whenever we read the word. But right now, we have to determine what kind of syllables they are. We have a vowel here, and then we have a consonant that follows him, right? Then we have this vowel here, and the consonant follows him. So, because there is a consonant behind him, it doesn't mean he's free to do whatever he wants. No, no, no. The door shuts behind him. And this one too, the door shuts behind him. So they are both closed syllables because they have the consonant to close the door. We also know that if we have a consonant to close the door, it's going to make the short sound. So we got to remind ourselves, short sound. And we're going to chunk one at a time. We're going to read one part at a time because that's going to help us read. So let's sound it out. Remember, short sounds because we have closed syllables. R, A, B. Rab is the first part. B, I, T, bit. Rab, bit. What word did you hear? No, we heard 2 syllables. What word did we hear? Rabbit. Rabbit. Do it faster. Rabbit. So did you ever think that you can read big words like that?
Yes.
Yes, we did, right? But now we know the tricks to it. So that's another closed syllable because the consonant closes it at the end. Now I'm going to teach you something a little bit tricky, but don't be scared, okay? The next word that I'm gonna use, I'm gonna write it down. It's a small word. Some of us already know how to sound it out, but we wanna learn the strategy, okay? Okay, so first we're gonna do is identify the vowels, okay? We're gonna identify the vowels. Where do we have a vowel? E. So we're gonna underline the E and we know that's a vowel. Do we have a consonant behind him? No. Nobody shut the door behind him. So he ran out the door. He can go E. So he's gonna say his name. Anytime there's a vowel at the end but nobody to shut the door, they can run free. So it's gonna make it an open vowel. When we use open vowels, when we have open vowels, they say the long sound.
Yes.
It says the long sound. So what's the long sound? It says its name. E. So now let's sound it out. But first, okay, some of you already know it. We have to identify our digraph. Sh. E. She. Now let's clap it. She. How many syllables? One. Okay, you're getting better. You're getting better. Let's do one that's a little bit more different. The next one I'm gonna write is gonna be here. And we gotta identify the vowels, okay? A, E, I, O, U. I have a U right here, and I have an I right here. So this one, I'm gonna split it right here, right down the middle, and then we have a vowel, and what do we have here? A consonant, okay? So since I split it right here, right down there, look who's running out the door. Who's running out the door?
You.
So he's gonna say his name. He's gonna say his name. When we have a vowel that says his name in the first part of the syllable, the whole word, even if this part's closed, is considered an open vowel. We are an open syllable. We already know we're working with open syllables. Okay, so this one's gonna say its name, but we have to check the second part of the word. Okay? And then it's gonna be a consonant, so it's gonna shut the door. Okay? It's gonna shut the door. If it shuts the door, it makes the short sound. The I. Okay? Now we're gonna read this part first, and then we're gonna read this part next. Remember, this one says the long sound. You. Mew. That's the first part. Mew. The U ran out the door. Nobody was there to shut the door. Now we have the next part. Sick. Now let's put it together. Music. Music. Isn't that awesome? It has 2 syllables and it's considered an open syllable because the first syllable is open. It ran out the door yelling. Okay?
You want another I.
Yes. This one's open, honey. But even though this one's closed, this one's the one that counts. This one makes it an open syllable because the first one is open. Okay?
But if you didn't close it, it would be just.
It would still be open if the back one was open. Yes. Okay. Now that we know that, we know our closed syllables and we know our open syllables. Open, run out the door. Closed, shut the door behind it. I'm going to show you how to use a syllable house and then you'll get to do it on your own, okay?